Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing and breaking down a beautiful trading strategy that I use near enough every single day. Now, this trading strategy has a win rate of 61% with all of the back-tested data to prove that it is a profitable trading strategy. Now, not only have I used it myself in order to get payouts like these, but I've also used it to help everyone in my VIP group make crazy returns like this every single month. Now, in this video, not only am I going to be breaking down this strategy step by step, but I'm also going to be giving you a free trading plan and checklist that you can follow in order to frame up these trades and execute them in your day-to-day trading. So come with me on this journey where I'm going to give you this entire trading strategy from A to Z so that you too can become a profitable trader. Now, don't forget to give this video a like, leave a comment if there's something that you don't understand or if you really enjoyed this video, and also don't forget to share it with somebody who could actually use this information, whether they're struggling, whether they're already an advanced trader, and this is going to help them become that little bit better. Make sure you like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe so you can stay up to date with everything that we get on in the VIP group, and also any other profitable trading strategies that I may potentially drop in the future. But without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. Here we are guys on the charts, and we're going to be breaking down this trade so that you can get an in-depth understanding of exactly how to apply this strategy onto your charts, find the trade setup, take the trade, and most importantly, make some money. So as we can see, this trade, we were in and out of it in less than 10 minutes. That means we made $1,500 in less than 10 minutes, and that was it. We were done and on and about our day. Now, this was a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward, which means for every $1,000 that we risked, we made $1,500. Now, what I'll do is I'll jump into the Discord so you guys can see that this is the trade that I actually sent into the VIP group. So as we can see, here is the sell limit. And then literally, as we can see the difference, this was sent at 8:14 in the morning. We were tapped in at around 8:25, 8:30. And then at 8:45, we hit take profit for a nice 1.5% gain. So literally the time difference between these two is half an hour. From finding the setup, getting tagged in, and going to take profit was half an hour. That's how powerful this strategy is. So now let's jump over to the framework for this strategy. We have the trade plan and the rules in one nice and tidy location so that we can always refer back to this every time we are looking at a potential setup, so that every time all of these checkboxes are ticked, it means we are good to go to enter that trade. Now, if one of these checkboxes is not ticked, even one, we don't enter that trade. So we have to be mechanical with this strategy for it to actually work. Now, as I said, it does have a 61% win rate. So with that understanding in mind, we have to come to the realization that out of a 10 trade period, we are probably going to lose 4 and we are probably going to win 6. Now, this game is a probabilistic game that we are playing. And we have to understand that losses are natural and they are part of the game. But over a long-term horizon, this strategy is profitable, which means it's going to make you more money than it's going to lose you. Therefore, with this trade plan and checklist, we can go into the markets every single day to find these setups so that we can continue to make money every single day. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the rules. So first and foremost, we have to look for a market structure shift on the 5-minute. Now, just as a caveat, this will make more sense when we jump onto the charts, because the rules are good on paper, but they are nothing without actual application. So when we start going on to the charts and breaking down that actual trade, then this will make a lot more sense. But for now, we are simply going to be looking for a market structure shift on the 5-minute. We will take our entry on the fair value gap or order block that caused the market structure shift. We can't take a trade if it's not a minimum of a 1-to-1 risk to reward. That is super key. And number 4, we mark out our Asia session high and low between the times of midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. Now, if you're in another time zone, Pacific, wherever, just adjust this according to where you are in the world. So for me, I'm in the UK. That means I'm looking at the times between midnight and 7 a.m. Wherever you are, adjust the time and then trade it accordingly. Now we move on to our trade plan. So this is the checklist that we need to tick off in order for the trade to actually get placed onto our MetaTrader terminals. So number one, we mark out the Asia session high and low. Then we wait for a sweep of either the high or low. We identify a 5-minute market structure shift after we've had that sweep. We then take our entry at the order block or fair value gap that caused the market structure shift. We look for a minimum of a 1-to-1 risk to reward trade. If it's not a minimum of a 1-to-1, we don't take a trade. We put our take profit at the opposing liquidity. So if the high was swept, we then put our take profit at the low. If the low was swept, we put our take profit at the high. And then we put our stop loss above or below the most local low or high. So if we've had a sweep of the high, we put our stop loss above that local high. If we've had a sweep of the low, we put our stop loss below the local low. So once all of these have been ticked off, we can then safely take a trade. If we're going through this checklist and we see that it's not a minimum of a 1-to-1 risk to reward, that means this box hasn't been ticked. That means we can't take that trade. We sit it out and we wait for the next one. So now that we've got the rules and the trade plan out of the way, let's jump onto the charts so that we can get a real life application of how the trade will look in real time. Here we are on the charts, and as we can see, I've highlighted with these vertical lines midnight and 7 a.m. UK time. Now, anything that happens in between these two times is now classified as our Asia high and our Asia low. So as we can see, I've marked it with this dotted line where our Asia low is, and then I've marked with this dotted line where our Asia high is. So as we can see, this was the highest point that price reached within the Asia zone, and this was the lowest point that price reached within the Asia session. So now that we've identified our Asia session high and low, we can now move on to the next step, which is to wait for a sweep of either the high or the low. So if I remove these vertical lines and then we wait for a sweep of either the high or the low. So as we can see, price then gives us a sweep of the Asia high right here. So once we've got this sweep of the high, we are now going to be looking for shorts in the opposite direction. So as an example, if price had swept the low first, I would be looking to long to the Asia high. But what price did is it swept the high, which means I'm now looking to short to the Asia lows. Nice and simple. So once we've got a sweep of the Asia high, our next step is to identify a 5-minute market structure shift. So for that, we identify where our structure is. So if we identify a structure together, we can see that we've had a higher high, we've had consolidation, this was our higher low, and then this now became our new higher high. Therefore, in order for us to get a market structure shift, price has to break below this higher low. Once it breaks below that higher low, price should then theoretically put in a lower low, which means we should anticipate a lower high and then a continuation of that trend, which is what this trading strategy is based off. So now that we have that understanding, we mark out our higher low, we mark out where we want to see the market structure shift, and then from there, we simply just play price on and wait for that market structure shift. Now, this doesn't count as a market structure shift because it is a wick. In order for us to get a classified and verified market structure shift, we need a body closure below this low. So now the next candle actually closes below that low. So what this means is that we have now confirmed that the markets have shifted structure from bullish to bearish. That means we can now safely take a trade. So now we move on to the next step, which is to take our entry, and we put our entry right here. The stops always go above the most local low or high. So in this case, they go above the most local high. And then from there, we target the opposing liquidity, which again, in this case, is the Asia lows. So now that we've done all of the hard work, we understand that this is now more than a 1-to-1 risk to reward trade. We've put our stops above the local high, targets at the opposing liquidity. This means everything on our tick list has been checked off. We can see we marked out our Asia high and low. We waited for a sweep of the high. We then identified our 5-minute market structure shift. we identified our entry, we identified that it was a minimum of a 1-to-1 risk to reward, we identified our take profit, and we identified our stop loss. Once we've identified all of these boxes and ticked them off, we can now safely enter a trade. And as soon as I sent this trade into the VIP group, literally the next candle gave us our entry, as we can see right there. So we were entered into the trade at 8:25. And literally 10 minutes later, we've hit our take profit. It is as simple as that. We keep it mechanical, we keep it simple, and we just follow this plan every single day. We wait for a sweep of either the high or the low. We wait for a market structure shift. We identify what caused the market structure shift. Once we've got all of that, we place our entry, stop loss, take profit, and that is it. Nice, simple, mechanical, to the point. So as we can see, 15 minutes, we are in and out of this trade. We can go about our day. We don't have to be glued to the chart. And that's it, guys. There we have it. The trade plan, the checklist, and the breakdown. So by now you should have a full in-depth understanding of exactly how to trade this strategy so that come tomorrow you can go onto your FX replay and start backtesting so that you can start to understand all of the intricate details that go on inside of this strategy. Now, once you've collected all of this backtested data and you've gained that confidence that you can now take into the live markets, you can then start to execute these trades in your actual trading platform. Now, not only is this going to make you a consistently profitable trader, but it's also going to make you a confident trader because you're going to have the data that you've collected to give you that confidence. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, again, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.